Hi everybody, this is Donna L. Holloman and welcome to Tea Time with Donna.
Never gonna give you up, I'm never gonna let you go, never gonna say goodbye, no. Never gonna give you up, I'm never gonna let you go, never gonna say goodbye, no. Never gonna give you up.
We are very new to the video scene with Tea Time, so hang in there with us. And today I kind of like to talk about, this is Tea Time, this is Tea Time Talk with Agent Mom. I am Agent Mom. Chrissy is my daughter, and we help people navigate real estate. And this is my home office. I do work out of the home at other offices. I do have training on Thursdays here and there at the Greater Harrisburg Association of Realtors, and sometimes other places I might have classes. But also I have to everybody has to renew their license in May 31st. So that's going to keep me busy for a minute. But anyway, first I'd like to say thank you for stopping by. And this is Donna again with Tea Time with Donna and Chrissy. And today we like to talk about buying a home. You know, I noticed, my starter home is, the mortgage is really quite low. But if you were rent the same house, it's like $1,200 to $1,500 for a 3-bedroom with a basement and 2 1.5 baths. And my mortgage is only like $500 something like that, and they're paying like double, triple that. I mean, of course you get the conveniences of the landlord taking care of any problems or issues that come up, but imagine if you had the extra $1,000 a month. Would you put that aside for extra issues or problems, like plumbing, or maybe a roof needs to be fixed maybe a couple years from now? That money could go towards a vendor, searching some good vendors to come out and maybe do some small handyman stuff, see how he is. And then later on, that extra money you put aside, you could put towards your getting your landscaping complete or done, having your windows replaced. And windows and roof usually lasted 10 to 20 years. I think people are just uncomfortable with real estate agents and real estate. I'm not sure, but a real estate agent itself is to help assist buyers and sellers complete their transaction, complete the sales of their home. We don't really make decisions for you. You find that we look for houses that we think that you like, and your price range. Of course, you're talking about price range. Price range is based on your qualified amount that the lender has lent to you, because generally people don't have $100,000, $200,000 laying around when you just go out and buy a house. Maybe they do, and that's kind of an easy close as well. Easier close if you have actual cash. But when you get a mortgage, that's actually cash. That's your cash, but you're paying over a period of time, pay it back. And when you purchase a home, you actually get that principal back. Like, principal meanings the amount that you pay for the home. Say, for instance, you paid $100,000, right? That $100,000, every time you make a payment, that money is banked into your, equity. So, which means if you pay down, you don't necessarily need 30 years. You could say a 30-year mortgage. A 30-year mortgage. Oh, hold on. Oh, goodness. A 30-year mortgage is just to say, this is how much I want to do in payments. My payment, I want to keep my payments pretty low, so we're going to just do 30-year mortgage. Doesn't mean you have to stay there 30 years. It doesn't mean that, okay, I'm going to have to pay this exact amount for 30 years and the house will be paid off. Actually, you could put aside $10, $15 a month extra on your mortgage now that is lower than your comparable house. Like my house is, a certain amount per month is only $500 a month, whereas next door they're paying $1,200 to $1,500 a month for rent. So in a sense, you can take a little bit of extra on that mortgage and put towards principal. And that means your principal is going to drop down. And of course, if your principal drops down, your interest rates drop down. The more you pay on principal, the less interest you're paying, of course. Because they're paying, if you do a mortgage for 5% at, $100,000, okay, you drop down that principal, the amount drops down to $90,000. Well, 5% of $90,000 is different now. It's lower. So, in a sense, just think about that. I know if there's some people that's really bougie out there and you want one of those expensive houses and you just want to wait until you can afford to get a house. You don't have to wait. You could just go by your budget. Also, look at your dream. Your dream is very important. If you're looking for a house, think of what you really, really want in the house. And you just never know how much it's going to cost to get it. It may be that you find the perfect house, the perfect neighborhood, and the perfect budget for everything that you pretty much want. But sometimes you're going to have to compromise, because sometimes the dream is, it may be that you want a garage, but this one doesn't have one, and it's in your price range. You can compromise on some small things. And also, you can also think about compromising when it comes to paint. Paint is just an easy fix. Walls, floors, pretty easy. If it's a roof or some major problem, you could put that in the offer. Like if a roof needs completed or fixed, you could say the roof needs replaced. My inspector said this roof needs to be replaced. It's going to cost me $10,000. Ask him to drop the price like $5,000. I don't know, to put towards your roof. Or you might ask for the whole thing, but it depends on how you negotiate. How you negotiate with the listing agents. So, in a sense, it's really not that hard. It's really not. The main thing is just knowing what you want. Pick a goal. Have some little bit of money set aside for any repairs or something or paint, things like that you want done to the house. Or you can ask for the lenders for more money to add those things. But you always want to keep some kind of savings for emergencies, anything for emergencies. So that's what I was saying. And if it's $1,500 a month for rent, and for the same house is $500 in a mortgage, you could probably take an extra $500 and it wouldn't hurt. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Me and Chrissy will try to be back next week. She is working on some family things right now, and we are still here. We're still with you. So, without further ado, thank you again for stopping by. Also, I am on the side. I do have a book that just came out, The Stranger in the Elevator. You're welcome to Google that and check it out. We'll see you around. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Super quick. I shouldn't plan these things, but super quick. Who gets their money back when they rent? Do you get any of it back? Maybe security deposit, perhaps. But when you buy a house, you get pretty much all of it back when you pay it off. When you pay it down, the more you pay it down, the more you get it back. And of course, you get some other incentives too, like the market share of the area goes up. That means your equity goes up. Equity is the amount of money you have left over in your house that doesn't have anything to do with mortgage. So if I sold my house today, I would probably get maybe $15,000, $20,000 extra. But who's to say when you rent, you leave, what do you get back? Not much. But then that's also relative. It depends on the neighborhood. So sometimes the neighborhood market value can drop and you may not get much back, but you might get something back. Some property areas, their market value raises. Well, you get it back. It's a catch-22, but it's also available to you if you need it. So, okay, until next time, tea time with Donna and Chrissy. Thank you.
Never gon' give, never gon' give you up. Never gon'